This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 15, verse 1. The burden of Moab, because in the night Ar of Moab is laid waste and brought to silence, because in the night Ker of Moab is laid waste and brought to silence. Verse 2. He's gone up to Bajith and to Dibon, the high places, to weep. Moab shall howl over Nebo and over Medeba. On all their heads shall be baldness, and every bread cut off. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahawashi, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahawashi. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahawashi is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Wakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth to sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 15, verse 1 through 2, is that, these so-called Chinese people, which are the biblical Moabites, they think that, the things that are going on in the West is going to allow them to be the next kingdom to rule. All right, the next superpower. Okay, and according to the scriptures, all right, Esau's the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning that once the so-called white man goes down, that's it. No other nation is going to rise into power but the Israelites, all right? But the descendants of Jacob, okay? And so, what you see in front of your screen, the tension is extremely brewing in the Middle East, okay? More specifically in the region of the Gulf of Oman, all right, and the Persian Gulf, all right, where you have 6 Chinese warships that were operating there, okay, during this whole JJ Hamas tension, okay, and they were also, according to this article, in a military drill with the military of Oman, okay, which is an Arab nation. So the Lord has set it up that these Moabites, they already are in the region, all right, for their judgment, okay, and the Lord's, when He comes back, He's going to judge these Moabites, okay, in the Valley of Decision, all right. And that's why, you Moabites, you're not next, all right? You're not coming into power, all right? You're not the next up, all right? It's the Israelites. And the Lord is setting it up for that judgment. Even, the Middle East is such a strategic area for China. I mean, the Lord is a master chess player. China needs the Middle East more than the Middle East needs China. Okay, the Middle East has several countries that China does oil trades with. You have Saudi Arabia, you have Iraq, you have Oman, okay, you have Kuwait, you have the United Arab Emirates. All right, these various Arab nations, China, okay, imports their oil. Okay, that's the reason why they have their military oil there. All right, to protect their interests. But it's all designed, it's all set up for their judgment. Okay? Even the American military, from the leadership, all right, they're saying the Middle East is a theater for strategic competition. Right here it says the Middle East is important to China. The general told the defense writers group today. The rising power gets about 50% of its oil and about a third of its natural gas from the Persian Gulf region. So This is the reason why, all right, the Chinese are there, and they're not leaving either. Okay? And again, that's why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 15, verse 1. Again, the burden of Moab, right? The prophecy against Moab. Because when you go into the word burden, okay, it's mashah, which means a load, a bearing, a burden, right? Oracle, there you go. All right? And this is a heavy burden on them. All right? Because it's all about prophecy. All right? This prophecy that they were going to be judged, okay, in that region is a heavy burden on them, and they can't offload it. All right? It's a heavy load. All right? But here's the point. Oracle. If you look up the word oracle, all right, prophet, all right, priest or priestess acting as a medium through whom advice. Well, that's kind of bugged out. Hold on. Priests or priestesses acted as a medium through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. That's no. A place in which divine advice or prophecy was sought. A person, here it is, a person or thing regarded as an infallible authority or guide on something, right? And Isaiah was commissioned through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, to write down these prophecies pertaining to these nations. This one, all right, the Moabites, which are the so-called Chinese, all right, and they're set up to be judged, okay? And when these are like Ar and Bajith and Deban, these are ancient cities in the land of Moab when the Moabites were dwelling near us. Okay, so this is proof that these are talking about the so-called Chinese. All right, because the Lord is calling out, all right, their cities. Okay, just to remind them of who they are. They may not know who they are, but the Lord knows who they are. All right. And so they're going to be wailing, they're going to be weeping when they're judged. Okay, that's why it says in 3, in their streets they shall gird themselves with sackcloth. On the tops of their houses and in their streets everyone shall howl, weeping abundantly. All right, this is a judgment. Okay? So there's no escaping the Lord's wrath. I know, we get on Esau Edom because he's the head heathen in the power seat. He's the one in the power seat. But you other nations, you're getting judged too. All right? There's chapters, all right, where the Lord is talking about judging y'all. Okay? So there's no escaping the Lord's wrath. Just another article, about the relationship between China and Oman, which is an Arab country. 45 years of diplomatic relations. You see that? Okay, so the Lord is very strategic. A master chess player. You Moabites are there for your judgment, okay? And of course, the Lord's going to use, okay, your lust, all right, to keep you over there because you need that oil, all right, to try to build your empire, all right? The creature was subject to vanity because this is all vanity, okay? Another article here. And again, I'm just focusing on China, but it ain't just China. It's all these nations are in that region, all right? They could say ISIS, all right, but really it's the resources there, all right? And the Lord set it up that way, that all these nations need to be in the Middle East to get the resources there, all right? And the Lord set it up that their economy is dependent on the Middle East oil. And let's go to a map. If this Persian Gulf, if there's a war that breaks out here, okay, which there's going to be, all right, I'm just speaking that, if there's a war that breaks out here, but there's going to be a war that breaks out here. It's already starting, all right, and they block this area, all right, the whole world's about to feel it. Oil prices are going to skyrocket. Gas prices are going to skyrocket. Okay? You got yourself civil unrest, all right, to the 10th, to the 20th, to the infinite power. All right? That's why we keep telling our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, that dwell over here in Babylon the Great, all right, you need to wake the hell up. You obviously don't know how fragile this economy is. It's really of the Lord that he hasn't, all right, flipped this whole world upside down, all right, because he's really showing compassion to his people, all right, to wake the hell up. It's high time to wake up out of sleep. We are in some serious times. That's why in 2nd Esdras chapter 16 verse 1 it says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, right? The Asian nations, all right, like Moab, okay? Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. 2, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, right? And be sorry for your destruction at night, right? Because hey, that when this war breaks out, a lot of these nations, okay, soldiers are going to die, civilians are going to die. Not to mention, when Yahushua comes, he's coming to wreak havoc on your military and on your citizens, because he's going to, okay, cover the whole sky, okay, across the globe, all right? Him and the angels. 3, a sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? You see that? Okay. 5, plagues are set onto you, and what is he that may drive them away? You see that? And hey, these wars is a plague, because when you go into the word plague, you know what? Maybe they'll. Nah, see, this thing acts up. This website acts up to look up words. All right, because people, when they think of plagues, they think, oh, it's just a disease. No, man, a plagues, all it means is cause continued trouble or distress. All right. If you go to the origin of it, it means to strike. If you go to the English, it means stroke or wound, and war is a stroke or wound on nations. Or if you go to the Greek, is plaga, from a base meaning strike. Okay. And Latin means plaga, stroke or wound, and Greek is plaga. Oh, they mean the same thing. It's all the same. All right. But anyway, the point is, strike, wound. That's what a plague is. And war is a strike, a wound. All right. To you people that walk the earth. To you Moabites. 2nd Esdras 15 and 46. And thou, Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babylon and are the glory of her person. Right. Because Moab, all right, mimics everything that America does, wants to be like America, all right? That's why they mimicked the way America started the GMOs, okay? Because GMOs started here in America, all right? Got the article right here, all right? Because this is an example of them wanting to be partakers of Babylon. You see this weirdo right here? This is where he's the one that, okay, created GMOs. That's in your food, all right? An Edomite, okay? That's why these Moabites, they worship these Edomites, okay, their culture, all right, their influence, all right. Moab is just a copycat, a mockingbird, okay. I mean, look at them. They're retarded people, okay. They think they got next. They're retarded, oh, they're good at math and all of that. Well, great, their mind is wired that they fixate on one thing. But if you see how the fuck they interact, okay, they have no flavor. How they drive is fucking bugged out. All right, get away from a Moabite driver, man. You'll end up crashing. He or she, especially the women Moabites, they'll crash into you. All right, I see all the time on I-95 down here in South Florida. These Moabites don't know how to fucking drive. They're retarded. Anyway, point is, they want to follow after these Edomites. Slocky for going off on a tangent. 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom. Right, you got these Moabite women, all right, and these various other Asian women, all right, They follow the ways of Babylon. They're dressing like dots, all right? They move like dots, okay? They're thinking like these Edomite women, all right? A lot of them do over here in Babylon, all right? Or in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is just, okay, a Chinese speaking Americans, okay? That's really what it is in Hong Kong. That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. For yet thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Right, again, that GMO, okay? Therefore, saith Yahweh, for I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Right, and when that war breaks out, it's not if, but when that war breaks out, okay, and the Gulf of the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman is blocked, and you can't get your oil anymore, you can't get your natural gas. It is a wrap for y'all. You Chinese people, you gonna feel it too, okay? Because this World War III is gonna affect everybody. Yes, America is gonna be destroyed from sea to shining sea, but you nations are gonna feel it too, all right? And then when the Lord shows up, and it leads me to this last precept. Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 15. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. Right. So this is the cup of the Lord's fury, the cup of the Lord's wrath. 16. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Right. Because this is the Lord setting up to make sure that World War III happens. 17. Then took I the cup of the Lord's hand and made all the nations drink, and whom the Lord had sent me. 18. To wit, Jerusalem and the cities of Judah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and astonishment and a hissing and a curse, as it is this day. Right. If you look at the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans today, all right, we're definitely under the curses. That was the cup of the Lord's, okay, fury. Okay, the cup of the Lord's wrath. But you heathens too. 19. Pharaoh king of Egypt and his servants and his princes and all his people. 20. And all the mingled people and all the kings of the land of Uz and all the kings of the land of the Philistines and Ashkelon and Azah and Ekron and the remnant of Ashdod. Okay. 21. Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon. You see? And that's why, hey, this is a beautiful, all right, title, because all you nations are in the Middle East to get the cup of the fury of the Lord's wrath. Okay. 22. And all the kings of Tyrese and all the kings of Zidon and all the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea. 23. Dedan and Taman and Buz and all that are in the utmost corners. All right. 24. And all the kings of Arabia, right, you Arabs, and all the kings of the mingled people and that dwell in the desert, right, the Middle East. 25. All you nations are getting the judgment. All right. We just focus on Esau Edom because he's the one that's causing, all right, the most oppression on the children of Israel. All right. And he stole our identity. He's calling himself that he's the chosen, which is a total lie. All right. And that's speaking mainly towards you Amalekites, all right, who are descendants of Esau Edom. All right. You JJs, you 1948ers, you small hats. 25. And all the kings of Zimri and all the kings of Elam, right, you East Indian, you're over there too. All right, you depend on the Middle East too. And the kings of the Medes, 26. And all the kings of Russia, okay, you need the Middle East too. 26. And all the kings of north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world, which are upon the face of the earth. Woo! And the king of Shishak shall drink after them. You see that? So there's no escaping the Lord's wrath. All right? And I wanted to bring these Moabites, these so-called Chinese people, as an example. All right? Because, they really think they got next. And people across the globe really think that China's the next superpower. And that's totally bullshit. All right? It's the Israelites. We're the next superpower forever, forever, forever. Okay? La'ai walam. Okay? So, la'ai walam. So, yeah. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders. As you can see, we're almost out of here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray to cover. Shalom and a bottom ball. Shalom.